Hello everyone, I'm Denise Love, and here's a little preview of what we're going to be doing today. So let's get started. Let's do another color challenge today. I enjoy these so much that it really is so much easier just to pull a card from our color cube, and I'm working in deck 1 of the color cube volume 1 by Sarah Renee Clark. I'll link these below the video for you. But I'm just so inspired by how far this pushes me outside of just the things that I would pull myself. And so I just pulled a card out and I thought, oh, that's very interesting and kind of unusual color palette to me that I never would have thought of. I never would have put these colors together probably. I mean, I would the blue green and maybe the orange pink, but not as a full set. And it just helps me be so much more creative pulling from my supplies and starting with a set of colors. So this is a Kuretake Art Nouveau set that I managed to pull these colors out of, and I try to get as close as I can, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So I pulled 502 Billiard Green and 505 Ivy Green, and I pulled 18 Pale Pink and 302 Vermilion, which may be a slightly brighter, and 403 Venetian Red, which I can see some of this color in there. It might be off, but it's close. And that just kind of helped me pick a color palette and relieve the stress of, oh no, what colors do I start with? And I've got plenty of pens and different things to mark with. I've pulled out my Caran d'Ache Neocolor oil pastels. These are Neocolor 1 pastels, just to maybe use over there. I have the Arches cold press paper. I've just cut this in half to make 2 pieces to work on. And I think I'm going to work on maybe some pieces where there's splotches of color abstract, because I love some of those that we've done so much. And got my favorite pencil over here. Let's see, not that one. I may do some pencil marks. I may do, who knows, we'll just see. Here we go, this is my Faber-Castell Matte 14B. I'm gonna pull out my Princeton Neptune number 4 brush, and we'll just see, like, what can we create today. So if you've got a color in here that's not your favorite, use it last. And if you've got a color that is your favorite, go ahead and use it first, and then that might be like the largest quantity of that color. And we're just gonna see what we can create. Ooh, look how pretty that color is. And I do use the colors really super saturated, but you know, you could pull out your beautiful like Daniel Smiths, which are yummy and transparent, which I need to pull more of those back out and play. I'm feeling in the mood to experiment lately. All right, that is a gorgeous color, right on for our little color palette card there. Ooh, oh, look at that. See, now that with that little bit kind of blending, let's do a little bit of that over here. Let's add more water. Let's just see, like, where can we go today in this yumminess? And we could kind of come through here with the other side of our brush, just the back side, and kind of pull some of that color out and just make some designs as we're going. Just do a little mark making as we're moving along the color palette. See, I don't think I would have thought to put this pink in there. See, we're just experimenting and seeing where is this going to take us. I could have stopped at the blue and the green. I liked it so much. Ooh. All right, that's pretty. Okay, so this orange I'm questioning. So, oh, but look how pretty that is. Oh, wow, that's actually, okay, look at that. Actually not hating it. And just put it in a couple places. Use it very sparingly if it's not your favorite. And working on more than one piece allows me to say, okay, let's experiment on one, and then we can move over to the other one to perfect whatever it was we just decided that we liked. And so I do like having, just kind of pushed that paint right out onto the table, didn't I? So I do like having more than one to kind of play and experiment and just see, like, where can we go? I don't want that water to sit there. So this paper is 100% cotton, and you know, I like to experiment on papers, and you see me pull the arches out really the least amount because I've got it in my closet. I don't know why I don't pull it out as much, but I'm usually experimenting on so many different papers that I don't think about it. I love the way that the arches almost repels the watercolor a bit. Okay, so if I had to say out of these, I liked that last color the least, but it almost repels the water a little bit, and it gives you more time to like work with your pieces, which I like about cotton papers. You get that extra time. Maybe if I squeeze some extra green in here, I don't know. I wish I'd stopped at the 4 colors. Interesting to see these as we go and develop. So I actually like this one better out of these two. And I could go ahead and do some mark making with my very bold pencil, which is not really going to show up on the paper as much as it's going to move some color around right now while that color's wet. But I think it's fun to just get the little mark making started and a little scribbling going there. And then we're going to let this dry and come back and mark make on top of it. This has dried pretty good for us, and I was just looking at my card and pulling out a few acrylic colors to maybe draw with. Also got this woody here, this green I kind of like, which is kind of that green right there, but maybe a shade brighter. And there's also, no, I don't really think any of these, I mean, there's this light pinkish color we could maybe. I'm determined to play with these woodies because they're so big and fat and fun. But I also want to play with these little pastels that I got over here. And I've got some paint colors in something that I've done. It might have been the last project. Now that I'm thinking about it, that was a couple days ago. But I made big splotches of color, and then we circled them with some Neocolor pastels. And because I liked it so much, I'm going to do it again. And I discovered in that video that I liked making big splotches of color with these Princeton Select round blender brushes. And it's almost like a little scrubby brush. It's such a wonderful little tip. And so that's what I'm going to use. This light pink just happens to be a good color for what we're doing. So I'm just going with this light pink. And I'm going to circle it with something. One of these pastels or one of these woodies. I really like this color set. I'll put these over here because I like them. And you see how easy this little round brush, this little blender, it's like a scrubby brush. It's good for scrubbing stuff. It makes good circles. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Okay. All right, that's a good one. Let's see. And I also pulled out some of this burgundy, which is kind of, this is a Blick. This was the Fusion Paints and Peony, that mineral paint for furniture. This is matte acrylic paint by Blick, and it looks like a nice, good, deep burgundy for our dark shade there. So we could make marks with this. We can make some dots. Oh, you know what? Got that burgundy Posca pen. That's a good choice. All these good choices. Maybe I'll do another little set of somethings. Let's see. Let's just do it over here. And just play. Just kind of go for it. I'm just no rhyme or reason on why I'm picking one thing over the other. I just think it would be fun. And then we've learned something new for maybe the next time we're painting. Oh yeah, see, I like that. We'll just go for it. Okay. And to make that, to really pull that in good, I'm going to use the Yummy Posca pen dots, maybe. Maybe over here in this light pink would be nice. Paint's still wet, but that woody doesn't look like it's going to give me the mark I want to do, so we're going to do it in pastel. Let me dry this acrylic paint real quick. I might see if it lets me go around this one. Oh, see, there we go. That's kind of what I was hoping. Just some little ring around the color. Not sure what that did right there, but I'm going to take my brush. There's a little tiny bit of haziness right there, and I'm just going to smooth that out. I didn't want the pencil in the circle. Oh, see, that's fun. Feeling like a last little bling bling on top of this. So I'm kind of feeling like Tim Holtz halftone stencil might be a nice finish. I'm gonna pull out my favorite gold, but you can use any of the golds. I've got that gold video showing off different kinds of golds. Those golden golds are really nice as an alternative. And I'm just gonna go for it here. And I don't try to use the stencil like as a big square. I just kind of here and there put the paint through the dots. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I like that. That's kind of what I wanted. Let's do this up here. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe a little down here. Oh yeah. This one's got lots of layers. We could even come back with our gold fine line. This is what I might use in place of my dip pen. This is the gold mica ink, just put in the fine line applicator. And I found that, you know, these work best if you practice a tiny bit on a little side sheet. If you're coming from an angle, don't use this straight up and down, then you'll have a lot more control over your piece. And you can see with this little fine line, I get just as fine a circle line as I did with my dip pen. And now I can also come back and I could either use the pen or control the little pearls that I put out. But I do find you got to almost use this applicator parallel to the paper like this to get more control out of that ink. Otherwise that ink is all over the place, and I don't dilute the ink in the bottle. It's already nice and thin, so there's no reason to thin it down even more. If I wanted the pearls to be real fine pearls instead of dots, big globby dots, I could use my dip pen for the dots, but I like that. I like that a lot. I almost want like maybe some little scribble out here. Like some asymmetric writing, just something that says, ooh, there's something there. What is it? I think it says something, but I'm not quite sure. Just some pretty little scribble in there. All right, yum, yum. All right, so we're gonna let this dry, but let me get my little lid back in here. So it's got a little pin. The pin goes right back in the fine liner. Screw that on and that's ready for the next time. You just shake it up and ready to go. So I do think that's a super fun way to use your inks. And we're gonna let this dry. And we'll call this one good because I think I'm happy with everything I've got going on there. So let's go ahead and peel the tape. And then I'll just have to be careful and let those dry for a moment. And then of course we can check it out. How good did we do with our color card? I think we did pretty darn good. Oh, this one I think is my favorite. Super pretty with those colors. And look at how nice and easy the painter's tape peels off of our paper. It's always a plus. Okay, check it out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's just move our little board here out of the way. But look at these. Super pretty. These colors are so delightful and very spring-like, which I kind of didn't expect because this is not necessarily spring I was seeing, but totally spring. Hope you enjoyed this color challenge. Can't wait to see what you're creating. Feel free to tag me on Instagram at @TwoLittleOwlsArt if you want to show me what you're making. And you can come join our Facebook group for Art Peeps. I'll link everything below the video, including the supplies that I've used today. And I'll see you next time.